2023 for the County Executive of Kisii. The report of the Auditor General on the receiver on the revenue for financial years 2021, 2022 and 2022-2023, and the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of the county revenue and fund for financial year 2021, 2022 and 2022-2023.
Okay, Auditor General, could you confirm whether you've been able to go through those responses and whether you're in a position to guide us?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. We are in position to receive the responses and support the annexures, and we are ready to execute the reports.
The clerk of the Senate, may you confirm?
Yes, Chair, I do confirm that we received the responses within the 10 minutes that you said.
Okay. So is there any reason that would stop us from proceeding, IG?
There's no reason.
Okay, so before we proceed to the substantive agenda, I think for the Senate, you have been compelled to appear before the Senate by summons that were served upon you. You were supposed to have appeared earlier in the week. I think that should have been on Monday. But this committee varied the date to allow you time to put together your documentation and to interact with the Office of the Auditor General. It's good that you're here, but parliamentary summons are never issued in vain. It would be important, first of all, to go on record to find out why you did not honor the invitation of the Senate to appear at the past invitation. Governor?
Chairman, thank you. From the onset, I just want to indicate that I have bad flu, therefore you'll bear with me as I'm going on with the discussions of the day.
Are you in the right health condition to proceed with this meeting? Because you know how infectious flus can be.
I am, but you'll bear with me because I'm ready to proceed with the meeting, as it were, as I said.
Yeah, I think someone should get the governor a mask because we also do not want to spend our Christmas in hospital on account of infections from Kisii.
Though it may not pass through the mic, it's only the tip.
Okay, proceed.
Thank you, Chairman. Chair, first and foremost, I want to thank you for allowing me, or the committee to allow me to sit today. First, to check on a few issues, the summons that you're talking about. Yes, I know there are summons, and these summons, from the onset, I want to just point out, Chair, that I received the first invite, which I did apply, and I spoke to the chairman yourself that I was out of the country at that moment. I would have not made it if I was allowed. Chair, in the second invite, I think I wasn't responsible, therefore I could not make it to the Senate.
Sorry, what did you say about the second invite? Because I think the first invite you indicated you were in China.
Yes.
With a presidential delegation.
Yes, Chairman.
Yeah, the second one?
The second one, Chairman, I think at the time when I arrived, my team had not pulled all the paperwork together. Therefore, I was again engaged in, Chair, I want to report to you that I'm a deputy party leader of my party, the largest party again in this country, in the East and Central Africa. We had a function, which again I sought for permission, which I was granted from your desk. I could not make it. Therefore, subsequently, I was looking forward to appear before the committee, which I'm happy that today I'm here, despite the fact there were summons which were issued later on.
You see nothing wrong with non-appearance twice.
Perhaps, Chair, I need the clarification from the governor.
in East Africa. Could you confirm what that function was, Governor?
A point of relevance, point of order.
Vice Chair?
Chair, is it in order for us on point of relevance standing orders to discuss about political parties?
Oh no,
I don't think it is relevant.
Chair, there's
Those
a reason
are
I'm
issues
asking.
that the ODM party, deputy party leader and SQ can discuss in central committee meeting.
Chair, with great respect to my colleagues, there's a reason I'm asking that question.
There is
Because,
the custodian of the calendar.
Yes, and if personally I was...
Chair, are we
Just a
transforming this committee into ODM meeting?
Chair, can you allow me to just make my point?
Okay.
Chair,
Senator?
can the governor be guided to only give us the official and recognized excuse why he's not here? I think the issue of parties should not be an issue.
Honorable...
Okay, Vice Chair, and
We are saying the same
I
thing.
agree with you.
Okay.
We are saying the same thing. Let him confirm what the function was.
Just order, Senator Dula? Or you want
No,
to?
I'm on the same point, but I want to say here that matters of political parties should not be actually brought on the floor of the House or the committee.
Correct.
That is outside the purview of the Senate. Thank you.
Because when we disburse funds to Kisi, we are not disbursing it to the deputy party leader. We are disbursing funds to the people of Kisi to be administered by the governor, who is a governor running a devolved government in the Republic of Kenya. There is never any political party consideration. And I think, Governor, if you are using that as a reason why you didn't come last time, then it's completely out of order. Unless there's a better reason. Because for the first reason, I think it was in the public domain, that you were in China. And that was clear. It was not a political party thing, it was a national delegation. The last meeting is a meeting that triggered the summons. Because from the first meeting, we re-invited you, we did not summon you. And it is failure to appear at the second meeting that then triggered the issuance of summons. And I said, Parliament does not issue summons in vain. Governor?
Chair, I've just corrected that, yes, this was, again, despite the fact that, yes, we are talking about we cannot discuss issues of the parties here. My party, for sure, the president had a function in Western where I joined him and I was required to be there for purpose of, again, stabilizing the country as it were. Chair, I want to point out that...
Governor Arati, what specific functional responsibility do you have in stabilization of the country beyond stabilization of Kisi County?
And Chair, is the country unstable? I'm not aware. Is the country at war?
Chair, at a certain time, the country was going in the wrong direction. Then we had to join hands, and indeed we did it, to bring the people together, cohesion, as it were. And I'm happy that indeed we did. Today the country is in the correct correction, and we are happy that it's going doing the right thing.
And that was thanks to your efforts when you were supposed to appear before the committee.
Precisely, Chairman, yes, that was true. If I was, again, I was not there to present my party leader that function, as it were.
This mask is not doing us a favor because I can't tell whether you are grinning or whether you are making a face at us.
Honorable Chair.
I might say that you take off that mask.
Honorable Chair, this is why I was asking the question of what the function was. And I wish that members would have allowed the governor to answer that question. Because from the function itself, we all live in this country, we would be able to establish if what the governor is telling us is actually factual. If it was a presidential function, it cannot have been a party function. That's the point. And I was getting interrupted by the Vice Chair. Yet it is critical information for you to ascertain whether indeed the excuse for the absence is proper or not. Because for me, as the Secretary General of ODM, I would never allow the party to be used as an excuse to escape parliamentary summons. We have actually had conversation on the floor of the House, Honorable Chair, where we have censured cabinet secretaries for going to State House or using the excuse that they had been summoned to State House and not prioritizing parliamentary business as required by the Constitution. So it was important for you to let the governor put on record what that function was, because from there we would be able to decide if indeed it was a worthy excuse.
Maybe just for purposes, you know, Simba Arati has served in Parliament. And in Parliament, we have a tradition that there are only two excuses, or three. One is when you are attending a cabinet meeting, parliamentary appearances, or you are on compassionate, or you are sick, or sound, evidence must be provided. And I agree, but Governor, the issue, was this a presidential function? Was it a state function? Maybe if you can put on record, it will, you know, I didn't want to allow Chair, the deputy party leader and SG to do exchanges on behalf of the party. I wanted this issue to be between the issue of committee. Maybe you can highlight that, was it a party function or was it a state function? Then I can agree, because it looks like we are reading from the same page with your SG, but I did the interpretation a bit different.
Let me draw the party function, because it was a presidential function by the invite of the president. Therefore, I attend that function. Of course, represent. I'm not a Kenya Kwanza member, therefore I had to be there as an ODM member. That's why I was advancing the agenda. But I want to say it was not an ODM affair, as it were.
Now, the requirement for us, honorable members, is to determine whether the reasons provided for non-appearance at the last meeting, which triggered the summons, are satisfactory. Because the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act empowers us and says that where a person summoned does not appear, or appears and fails to satisfy the committee, then the committee may impose upon that person a fine not exceeding 500,000 Kenya shillings. Part of the requirements of the summons was for the governor to respond to the report of the Auditor General. So I would propose that there is that story the governor has told us as the reason as to why he didn't appear. But let's proceed to the other leg of the summons and get the governor's response to the report of the Auditor General. And at the end of these proceedings, we will take a view on whether the governor has responded satisfactorily to our summons. That can allow us to proceed to the next agenda, which will be consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Kisii County Executive for the 2 financial years, 2021-2022, 2022-2023. That includes the receipt of revenue statement and the County Revenue Fund statement. Auditor General, you have already given us a brief on the substantive issues in those reports. There are a few things that you have marked as resolved and some that are outstanding. We will start with the most recent report of the Auditor General, and then we will go downwards to the later reports. But even as we go into this, you might want to let us know, have you concluded your audit for the current financial year?
Currently, the audit is progressing for 2023-2024. It's in progress.
When do you intend to exit?
Most likely the mid of December, that's when we're going to do the conclusion.
Okay.
Yeah, it's at the draft stages.
So if there are issues that require further scrutiny or special audit, we might want to ask you to consider them in your ongoing audit, or to treat them as prior year matters, so that the report that will be coming for 2023-2024 should capture the areas that require further clarification. Okay, so we may proceed.
Chair, Chair, I wanted to bring an objection on the, on ongoing on the debate of the report. Yes, we got the invitation and we have done our bit, but there is constitutional requirement, and the court have declared themselves on the constitutionality of the report that we're going to discuss. And there is a ruling, Chairman. And this ruling abides because we are dealing with issues of the constitution, as it were, both at the county assembly and national and the senate, as it were. Therefore, Chair, there is a ruling by the court that we may not even consider what we are discussing now, as it were. And these are rulings that was given by Judge Nyaga Jairus on 1st October 2024. And the Chairman, the ruling here is a declaration was made or issued that the constitutional timelines spent out in Article 2294 and 9 of the Constitution and Section 48 and 50 of Public Audit Act 2015 are mandatory and must be complied with. This is a ruling, Chair.
Could you give us a citation?
In fact, Governor, do you have copies of that decision for the committee?
Yes.
Because we would like to read with you as well.
Yeah, because Jairus Nga has made a lot of landmark rulings. He was part of the PPI bench,
Yes.
so we need to be specific. What is the citation?
Yes.
And so that we are sure that we are talking about the same things.
I can provide it, Chair. You can as I give them. Chair, and I've marked out. This one can, as copies are coming, but this one can be given, Mr. Chairman. And I want.
Can you relate it to what we are doing? And because I want to understand what you are objecting to.
Chairman, allow me to give my the legal advice, legal direct the AG, SC to work on it, so that we can be able to understand exactly what are we doing, what are we not supposed to do as a people.
We shall, just as we usually do in even in other matters, including impeachment, etc., we shall limit that discussion on preliminaries to 10 minutes. So you have 5 minutes to state what your problem is, and within the next 5 minutes we shall make a determination.
Maybe, Chair, as the governor allows the county attorney to, should we take the county attorney under oath so that, or if the county attorney is speaking through the governor, say that if there any adverse ruling to that, maybe you can guide so that the county attorney speaks as the county attorney or through the governor, so that when we are getting and writing submissions, we are writing through the governor or as the county attorney, because in any cases the county officials have taken oath, especially when they are giving evidence, which has serious magnitude as we are about to do, because the decision will come out of this ruling by the Justice Nga will have serious ramifications, even in the report writing and the operations of the committee and the entire parliament. I thank you, Chair.
Governor?
Chair, I've taken the oath. You will do it through me. Yeah.
Can you proceed?
Thank you, Chair, through my governor. The objection being raised is breach of Article 229, sub-article 4 and 8. The two sub-articles of the Constitution relate to timelines given to the Auditor General within which to audit and submit accounts of county governments. Let me read. The section is in one line. It's in mandatory terms, and it reads that within 6 months after the end of each financial year, the Auditor General shall audit and report in respect of that financial year on the accounts of national and county governments. That is sub-article 4 of 229, read together with Article 229, sub-article 8. I can read it. It's in another one line. which says, within 3 months of receiving an audit report referred to under subsection 1, Parliament or the relevant county assembly shall debate and consider the report and take appropriate action. So the net effect of the two sub-articles is that the Auditor General ought to have completed and submitted the audit report of the county government of Kisii by December, and that within 3 months of submitting that report, the Senate here ought to have deliberated and determined these proceedings.
So who do you have a problem with?
The evidence I have that I can rely on.
Which constitutional entity do you have a problem with? Which constitutional entity is in breach of the Constitution? In this case, in your submission.
I want to believe both or either, and under the constitutional provisions, it doesn't matter whether it's both or either, if at least one is in breach.
What has the Senate breached as far as the Constitution is concerned?
229(8) requires that within 3
Can you read
months-
it verbatim?
Council, as you prepare to read, you will also address us on retroactive applicability of that decision. You will point us to the paragraph where the judge says that all previous audits are now declared illegalities.
I think let's first stick to, because here you are at the Senate, I am not going
Yes.
to answer for the Office of Auditor General.
What
I'm
I'm
going
saying-
to take responsibility for the omissions or commissions of the Senate. So read 2298.
It says, within 3 months of receiving an audit report referred to under subsection 1, Parliament or the relevant county assembly shall debate and consider the report and take appropriate action.
Where has Parliament breached that provision?
The invitation we received, the first invitation to deal with
Who
this,
tells you that that invitation was the first instance where Parliament was dealing with this report? Have you looked at the coloring schedule? When was this report tabled in Parliament?
well, you said,
When was the report tabled in Parliament?
I don't have the evidence.
If you don't have that, then you are engaging in speculation, my friend.
That would deal with 2294 concerning the timelines within which the...
No, Wakili. If a matter is expressed in terms of a time period, if you do not know the start date, can you really talk to us about breach of the Constitution?
I know.
You have said yourself you don't know when the
I have.
reports... Just a minute.
I have once...
Do you know?
Wakili?
Do you know when the reports were tabled in Parliament? Yes or no? It's a simple question.
I don't, and that is
Then
why I say
therefore, you cannot know whether it is out of time if you don't know the date in which it was tabled.
That is insofar as you're dealing with the...
Correct, and that is the question the chair is asking
Let me
you.
clarify this, because this is a no-brainer. I see where you guys are going to, but we are not going to allow you to go there. This report for the year ended 30th June 2023 was laid on the table of the Senate by the Deputy Majority Whip on 21st of March 2024. Was that within the 3 months required of Parliament, according to Article 2298? Yes. What does tabling mean? It means the matter was brought before Parliament. What does the Constitution require us to do? It requires us, within 3 months after receiving an audit report, Parliament or the County Assembly shall debate, consider the report, and take appropriate action. When this report was laid on the table on the 21st of March 2024, the appropriate action that Parliament took was to refer it to the Public Accounts Committee. The Public Accounts Committee was then mandated to look at the issues, to investigate the issues, and to bring back a report. What has this Senate done that is outside the Constitution if the tabling and decision was made on 21st of March?
Now, the compliance within 3 months.
Was 21st of March within 3 months?
I'm referring to the proceedings before you.
This is the appropriate action that is subsequent to the decision of 21st of March. You should have done your homework, my friend.
Chair, also,
And Governor, you need to look at the quality of legal advice you are getting.
Yeah, we have two reports here. There is 20.
I am dealing with this report. What is out of order in the report for the year ended 30th June 2023, as far as the role of Parliament is concerned? What is out of order? I have shown you, Deputy Majority Whip tabled this report on 21st of March 2024, and thereafter, Parliament made the decision that the appropriate action is for the report to be considered by the Public Accounts Committee.
Chair,
have you looked at the Hansard?
I gave this advice based on the two reports that we are here.
No, let's deal with one report at a time. Do you have a problem us taking appropriate action on the report for the year ended 30th June 2023?
I will need to be furnished with evidence when.
Whose responsibility
Chair,
is it to?
I have been kind enough to supply that evidence to you, because today you are not running away. The evidence is now before you. Can you see the page that the chair is referring to?
Chairman, as the CA is looking at that document, rightly the way you put it, you received the document on 21st March. Within the 3 months, which were coming to an end, that is in July, the invite that you gave us, you should have actually made it possible within the 3 months to have considered these reports.
Governor, you go back and read Article 2298.
Yes.
We have looked at this ruling that you have put before us. We have looked at it from page 1 to the last page. What is required of Parliament is to debate, consider, and take appropriate action. What we are doing right now is a part of taking appropriate action. When a report is tabled, the Speaker or the leadership of the House makes certain decisions for action to be taken by a committee that is outside the 3 months that we're talking about here.
Chair and Governor, in light of what you told us earlier about your inability to attend this committee, is that really a fair accusation for you to make, knowing very well that you yourself have been unable to appear here, and you have given us reasons? One time you were outside, the other time you were at a presidential function. We were here. Is it fair for you to say that we should have done things that you know you contributed to our inability to do?
Chair, that will not be fair. I agree. But the question is, Chair, apart from where at the Senate as it is, that did not receive this report on time as required by the Constitution, could we cure? That's the question, Chair, again. I want to...
Okay, let me ask you, Governor. When did you submit your financial statements to the Auditor General?
It must have been submitted on time, Chair.
No, it's not a speculation, because you guys are prepared with the facts. What is the date on which you presented your financial statements to the Auditor General?
Can I have my copy back, Wakili, if you are done?
Chair, I'm told 30th September.
Where are you reading that? Can you prove it? Can you prove it?
I can ask my people, because they're the people who submit under the Auditor General.
The financial statement that was tabled in Parliament indicates that they were prepared by your team on 10th of January 2024. 10th of January. Now, Wakili, since you are a smart Wakili, what is your constitutional responsibility as an entity that receives public funds? Before you accuse the Auditor General of sleeping on the job, this was submitted on 10th of January 2024. What is the constitutional responsibility of the entity? Before you shift the blame?
Well, I'm not shifting blame.
What is the constitutional responsibility of the entity?
You're supposed to account.
And you're supposed to prepare your financial statements within what duration?
Before the close of the financial year.
Well, it's not before close of financial year. Be fair to the accountants in the house.
You can tell us.
What is your responsibility, statutory and constitutional? Because the Auditor General cannot provide a report before you have presented your financial statements.
The financial statements are supposed to be submitted by 30th of September.
30th of September.
Yeah.
These were submitted on 10th of January. And Governor, your team advises you that we reject this process, these reports, on account of failures by the Auditor General and Senate when you provided your financial statements in January, 3 months later.
Through the chair, those are reversed.
It does not matter to us. This is what we have visibility on.
But Mr. Chairman,
10th of January 2024. The Auditor General has struggled to bring financial statements to Parliament in less than a month. In less than a month, when the Auditor General is required to do that exercise in 3 months. Are we being fair to constitutional entities?
You know, Governor, they say that those who come to equity must come with clean hands. You are trying to hide behind a decision that had totally different circumstances from your circumstances in Kisii. And your wakili there is doing you a great disservice, because maybe I failed to disclose, Honorable Chair, that the governor of Kisii is my friend. I know him very well. He's a good man. He doesn't try to be clever when he knows that there's a problem, and he readily admits when there's a problem. Governor, you're being misadvised. You're being misadvised, because if the claim is that the auditors must have signed by 31st December of 2023, and you yourselves are submitting your financials in January, that umbrella is not available for you to cover yourself with. Let it just rain on you. I think these are the clouds that the chair was referring to when we began this process. Now I can see why I was required to pray.
Chairman.
But yes, Vice Chair.
Maybe two just basic questions, Governor. In your own opinion, are you ready to proceed with today's meeting, number one? Number two, through your wakili, there is a principle of separation of powers. And there is a decision that was made by Speaker Emeritus, the current public service, what is his name, J. Muturi. He was your speaker. In fact, I think you were in that session, or in the David Ochieng, Kenya Member of Parliament, when I think the NASA wanted to whip him. And Justin Muturi and somebody rushed to court. And the speaker, where you served as Member of Parliament of Dakureti North, stated that there is no arm of government can direct another arm, including whether judiciary or parliament or executive, national executive. So with our wakili there in these principles of separation of powers, where we have judicial overreach, do you think judiciary should be holding the hand of parliament in making that decision and running in their affairs? Because they will be rewriting how principle of powers operates. So I would want to do, and finally, Governor, looking at this report that was tabled on 2nd March 2024. So apart from this Justice Ngad decision, and despite the fact that on several occasions, out of course, convincing reason you have avoided, in the principles of equity, who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Do you think it is unfair to accuse, let me use the word accuse cautiously, the committee did not consider in time, considering that you could not make it because of course, valid reasons that you have tabled? Do you think it will be fair? Those are my three questions.
Governor?
Chair, three things. Number one, I want to confirm that the county government of Kisii submitted the reports to the Auditor General on 30th September, as per the law. What you have there is
evidence to that effect, because you who alleges must prove.
Chair, there is evidence, and I can supply. That yes, we did submit on time as it was required.
Okay, I'll allow you to prosecute. Oh, Senator, you wanted?
Yes, Chair.
Oh, okay, just a minute, Governor. Senator.
I just wanted to say that if that information that the governor is raising is not tabled and it's not within it, then we will not accept that argument.
Yeah, because the difficulty we have is that the financial statement that was certified
has already been tabled
and that we are considering indicates that the county executive's financial statements were approved and signed by the CC member for finance on 10th of January 2024.
Governor, again, I want to invoke our friendship, just to remind you that once you go under oath, once you leave that Bible, there are consequences of making statements that are manifestly untrue. Because the documents that are before us are here. Is the CEC for Finance and Economic Planning who signed this document here?
Yes.
Where is he?
Chairman, I'm around.
Yes, Governor, you need to ask your CEC if he understands the import of appending your signature to a document, especially given what the document says. In law, your attorney there will tell you that once you have a document, you don't introduce oral evidence to explain its contents, because we can all read. This is not in Gusi, this is in English. It says, the county executive's financial statements were approved and signed by the CEC member for finance on the 10th of January 2024. Is this your signature?
Yes, Chairman.
So is this document wrong? Because what the governor is saying is different from what the document is saying. Should we believe the document or the governor's oral presentation?
Chairman, that's my signature and that's my...
Governor, you may want to retract because the subject matter specialist has a different version from what you're giving the committee.
Chairman, given that he just signed, the people submitted the documents, they're here. And I want to confirm because they have been, and I'm happy that you're bringing up that document. Mr. Nyandanyi, when did you submit the document?
And who is Mr. Nyandanyi?
The head of accounts. Through my governor, we usually submit by 30th of September.
Usually.
But we don't have the evidence here with us because we didn't know.
Then what you're saying is not useful. Governor, proceed.
Chairman,
you said there were three things. I'm still allowing you to, but remember our 10 minutes is spent.
Number two, Chairman, the fact that we brought in the documents and we submitted to the committee, Chair, we were ready to continue with the report, as it were. But Chairman, again, the fact that there was that ruling is what we were taking precaution of, so that we don't offend the Constitution, as it were, and it has been cleared by the courts. Tomorrow we don't find ourselves as a county, as the Senate. Always I'm ready, Mr. Chairman, as I've said. Only precautionary, we were taking caution.
Governor, are you ready to proceed?
I'm ready, Chairman.
Are you still maintaining your preliminary objection?
I am, because, Chairman, I believe if the Constitution is being abused.
You can't have it both ways. You are either holding on to objection or you are saying you have abandoned it and we can proceed. Vice Chair.
My brother, Governor Arati, and I used to normally play for you when we were taking lunch that you become the governor of Kisii. And I hope you remember those prayers. They are powerful, that's why you are governor. Mr. Arati, Your Excellency, you were with us in Parliament. There are decisions that the courts would make, but we used to tell courts I can even give you an answer where you are telling off courts that they cannot interfere with the work of Parliament. So you are before Parliament, which you protected for 10 years as a member of Parliament. Now you are telling us, you know, we can't proceed because some judge somewhere has decided to issue some orders. Yet I thought the important part through the chair is accounting for the taxpayers' money, regardless of any other decision, because I thought you wanted the people of Kisii to know today how the money we dispense to can be accounted for. So, Governor, you should choose the way. Either we proceed or you sustain your objection, then the committee can make a decision, and we also save your time and save our time, because we know you need to be in Kisii also discharging your duties as the governor. So, Chair,
and as senators, we need to be in the chamber to approve money that is going to county.
So cash disbursement today in the afternoon.
Which we have done faithfully. When it comes to disbursing money to counties, these senators have done it faithfully.
Yes.
When it comes to oversighting errant officials, including your deputy governor, these senators done it faithfully. When it comes to accounting for expenditure, the governor carries a smart lawyer without all the facts to try to sabotage this important exercise. Governor, those are our three very important roles. Allocate money to counties, we have done it faithfully. To oversight, we have done it faithfully, including an impeachment in Kisii. Why is oversight of finances becoming a problem?
And even we have defeated a presidential memorandum.
Yesterday, we got 2/3.
380 billion.
We raised 2/3 of the vote of
and
Senate.
we raised 7 billion. We defeated a presidential memorandum.
Why is it that when it comes to accounting, you come with a battalion of lawyers?
Chairman, let me say I didn't come with battalions of lawyers. I have only one lawyer here with me.
I think you came with your legal advisor as backup, as a substitute. Just a minute to the governor. Senator Mariam and then Senator Gatai.
Chair, when Governor is explaining about the financial, he said an accountant just signed. So maybe they are not owning the report. Is it? Are you satisfied with the content of the report? If you are saying just sign the report on this, you have to maybe paraphrase that. This objection of yours, it is only one thing. Is either you have to withdraw so that we can continue, or you make it